list of things that he's going to feature. Then Tom Lovat, in his pulpit, is going to talk about the power game and gap in protection, some protection stuff. Tom Lovat from the Green Bay Packers, Paul with the New England Patriots. Tom Lovat with the Green Bay Packers is going to talk about screens and draws. I think the Packers do one of the best jobs in the National Football League of running screens and draws. And he'll be speaking on that later on this afternoon. And then McNally, Jim McNally, who's been around for 300 years. Everybody in North America knows who he is. He's going to talk about, tonight after dinner, he'll talk about points of interest and his little deal on things you should know, different little points of interest, and it gets pretty intense. So this is a thing, we don't like any speaking. If you have to speak to somebody, please go outside. You can do all your drills you want, all that shit out in back of those dividers there. We don't like anybody to kind of disrupt you when you're up here. Okay? I will blow this whistle, okay, when there's a break. We'll break, and then when you guys go out and do whatever you have to do out there, I'll blow the whistle and we're going to start again. So when you hear a whistle blow, just like your players, you get your ass back in your seat. Okay? If anybody doesn't like the word fuck, then you better leave, because you may hear it a few times today. So if there's any ladies out here, you know what I mean, then you just have to either put up with it or leave, one of the two, because it's going to be said a few times. What else can I say? We have some exhibitors in the back. I don't have, we don't charge a whole lot here, nobody makes any money on this thing. All this stuff, all the money, if any money's made, goes to buying stuff that I give to the guys throughout the league. This stuff here. And this goes to some, we have templates and we have t-shirts and we have decks of cards now with pens and little templates and bigger ones, and we have all kind of bullshit, stickers, and this originally started with Howard. Where's Howard? Howard around here someplace? Howard, raise your hand if you're in here somewhere. He's hiding. He's out there bullshitting. Okay. Well, Howard, he's like the grandfather of this. Him and Jim Hannaford, and I think Billy Muir was part of it. They come up and they said, "Look, mushrooms, the mushroom of Cool Society." You see all this shit up here, right? Why? Well, because offensive line coaches, okay, are always left in the dock, and they always feed you shit. Okay? The line coach, right, he's the last guy to fucking know anything. You could be walking to fucking practice on Wednesday and they tell you they've changed 300 protection. But where were you fuckers on Tuesday in the game plan meeting? Okay? You know what I mean? So the line coach he's the last guy to know anything. So they come up with the mushroom because you're left in the dock and they feed you shit. And the cool stands for coaches of offensive linemen. So if you guys know where the clubs come from, that's where it all started. That's how it, and that's what we do. We have these things, and any money that's made in, it's not a whole lot. I take and I buy different things and I send them to the guys in the league. Okay, and it's kind of a little fun thing to do. And they'll exchange any ideas they have. They're all great clinic speakers. They're all good coaches. They've been to playoff games. They've been to the Super Bowl. And all those kind of things. You can see a lot of guys walking around with those big Super Bowl, and God bless them. I always wanted to get one of those someday. I got this wedding ring. I bought this son of a bitch. So with that, if you have any questions or anything, we're going to get started here. Now, I'm going to talk about, okay, and I'm supposed to use this board over here, but sometimes I get a little nervous with all this mechanical stuff here, this computer stuff, and this is a great program, by the way, before I get started on this lecture. Stan Weber, the president of Graphic Wear up in Middletown, he's designed a program for us over at the Bengals, and some of you guys may be interested in it. And he started it from the ground floor. And what it is a way that we can do the scripts, because I do the 7-on-7 scripts and the 9-on-7 scripts and the team scripts, and I do all the scripts for the week. And it's a way that when you do the script, that it prints the card at the same time. You don't have to draw any more cards. I thought it was the greatest invention since sliced bread. So, it's a real neat deal, and you should stop by his booth over there and kind of take a look at it. It saves you a lot of time, and we're always trying to look at ways to look at more film, and this was a way where I could get a chance to look at more film, because I could get all the cards and I don't have to draw any of the cards. I could just do the description and everything was done. I'm not going to miss somebody that I forgot to introduce. I'm Rick Menner, the head coach at the University of Cincinnati's here. Rick did a great job. He had 5 guys drafted This season off that team, we drafted one in the second round. We had 2 more signed. We had 7 kids in that team that are in the league right now as of today. So, but how'd you sneak in here? I didn't even see you sneak in. Jim McNally, everybody knows Jimmy. He kind of incognito right there with his glasses and short pants on. So, let's get started. I am going to Stan, you have to help me out here a little bit with this, how to set this thing up. I'm going to talk about backside blocking between the tight end and the tackle. Okay? When you're running a play that possibly has the ability to cut back or cut up. Okay? It can either cut back or it can cut straight up the field. So if we think the play can cut back or cut up, we have many different ways to block the backside of the formation. Okay? And I'm going to put this up here and I'm going to try to draw some of this stuff on this board over here. Okay? And see if we can kind of get both of them done. It's kind of a neat little deal. So if I fuck this up, you're going to have to live with me here for a little bit. When you're running a play and it has the ability that maybe it could break back, okay? And you're running it to the open end side, or you've got 2 tight ends in the game, okay, and you're running it away from the starting tight end, or running it to the second tight end, or away from the second tight end. Well, anyway, you have a configuration on the backside where the defense lines up that'll look something like this. Okay, and we're running a play, and let's just say we're running what we call 16 chase or 17 chase in this case. This guy's responsible for the linebacker, okay, and this guy's going to come in here and chase the inside leg of that tackle, like that. But the play has the ability, actually it should look more like, and have more of a straight line for the inside leg of that tackle, okay? But the play has the ability to either cut up the field, okay, or go and jump outside, okay, or sometimes it may even break back. He just jumps it backside, okay? But at least the ball may come back in this area someplace. You have all kind of configurations in the backside that the defense can give you. And you've got to be able to handle whatever the defense does in the backside to secure the backside. Everybody is at the point of attack. So if the kids complain about, oh, you never run the ball over me, when we run this play, we used to run a play called just 16 and 17, where we would roll this. We would roll right we'd drop crossover plant, you know what I mean, come downhill, our shoulders a little more square, we'd press the B gap and all that stuff. Last year we changed it. We changed it, so now the back takes a little lateral step, okay, and then he runs on a course for the inside leg of that tackle right there, about like that, and he chases that tackle. As that tackle expands, okay, he goes to chase the inside leg of that tackle. So as the tackle moves, he moves. What we found was that it puts a tremendous amount of pressure on that linebacker because he does not know whether to come up and take it on as if it's a belly cutback play, or he doesn't know whether to go over the top that way, okay, because the play may jump outside. So for a quick instant, that guy freezes, okay? He freezes. And we got a better chance to either get the fullback on him or get the guard on him, okay? Or we have a better chance to block that individual, okay, by patting the back. Because the play will go on this kind of an angle, and people will run quicker to get there, the play has a tendency to cut up the field more. It cuts up the field more. It also has a tendency to sometimes, with Corey Dillon, he jumps it backside. I don't know what he sees. I never asked him. He runs back there, makes shot, that's fine, keep going, Corey, nice job. Okay? The backside, you have to be able to secure the backside. This is some of the different ways that we secure the backside on 16 and 17 chase. Now this is a 6 and 7 hole play. This is not an 8 and 9 hole play, and I'll cover that in a minute. Okay? This is a 6 and 7 hole play. The ball's going somewhere from the front side tackle, maybe to the backside A gap. Maybe to the backside A gap. If the backside defensive end and the Sam linebacker, if they're tight, If they're playing tight on the tackle and tighter on the tight end, okay, we have a 2 foot, 2 foot, and a 3 foot split. 2 foot, 2 foot, and a 3 foot split. Now the tight ends will always cheat because they don't feel comfortable. You try to keep them out of 3 and they'll cheat down. Okay? But if these techniques are tight to the tackle and tight end, we make a man call. There's a term we make a man call. We want you to block that guy man to man. Okay, so we want you to cut him off. We want this tight end to cut the Sam linebacker off. And I'll go over the techniques in a minute. Okay? If the defensive end gets in a gap, outside shoulder, but he's wide, and what they like to do with the Sam linebacker is fold him over the top. As such, we would make a seal call. A seal call. Okay? And all that tells us is that the backside tackle and the tight end are going to work together, okay, to block the defensive end and the Sam linebacker. They'll say seal. Now these calls stay like this for the whole year. They never change. Never is a long time, you shouldn't say that. But those calls stay like that so we can repeat the same techniques over and over and over and over and over again. I'm not very smart, so I've got to do the same things a lot, so it kind of fits into what I know. All right? Now, as they step, okay, they get into the end, but their eyes go to the Sam linebacker because they got to know what he's doing. That's a seal call. You've got an M call, you've got a seal call. Now let's just talk a little bit about these techniques on this M. Okay? You've got a guy that's real tight to you, he's head up. Okay? And you've got to try to cut him off. If you were the Pittsburgh Steelers slant that son of a bitch, you never get that guy cut off. We were talking last night over at Spinney, okay, about the Steelers. That son of a bitch keeps going inside, inside, inside. You never get him ever cut off. Okay? If he gets tight to us, okay, a little tighter, what we want to do, okay, is kind of take a little bit of a lateral step, okay? He's going to go a little bit lateral, may drop it just to here if he's tight, just to open our hips up a little bit to come inside. If he lines up and gets in a 4-eye, okay, and we still have the responsibility to cut that son of a bitch off, then we are going to take a little more of a drop step, okay? We're going to take a little more of a drop step and get our hips open to get the second leg through to get in front of the guy. So, point being, if the farther the guy gets inside of you, number one, the more off the ball you would like to be if you could adjust your split, but some teams get up and just get right down, okay? And number two, the more he's inside of you, the more of a bucket or drop step or whatever you call that step, okay, to get you away from the line of scrimmage to create your angle to come back inside. Okay? So whatever you say, end blocking. You've got to cut the guy off on you. Well, it's nice if he's in a 5 technique. You take a little lateral step, and you step into the guy, and then you kind of turn your ass into the hole. You have a strong upfield hand, okay, and you ride the guy upfield. That's real nice. All the outside techniques are fine. It's when the guy gets real tight to you, or when the guy lines up inside. So the tighter he is, the more lateral I'm going to be with him. Okay? The more inside he is on me, right? The more inside conscious I have to be by his alignment. He's already inside of me. The more I have to drop to get my hips open to come inside. Make any sense? Okay? What I'd like to be able to do, if I'm in a preset position, and you see the guy, the defense is stem a lot now. Okay? But if you knew the guy was going to be right there and you get down on the line of scrimmage, before I set myself, I just like to back up a little bit. Just to hear. So now, I even do it more. They've been created a little more angle to get inside. So, and the tight end uses exactly the same technique. Where is the center linebacker on? Is he outside of me? Good, I'm still going to take a little lateral step, okay? Just in case he may come across my face, may pick it up and put it down, okay? Now, another thing that the tight end does, that we teach the tight end, okay, if I have to block that guy man, if he is outside of me, Okay? Sometimes, if they don't have a tendency to rock back inside, and you see some shots on film here in a minute, okay? Sometimes you can step at him. You can drop step, like you're going to reach him, right? And he'll freeze, and then you come back inside, you've already got him sealed outside. Okay? But when you use that technique, you're going to be alert that as you take that little drop step like you're going to reach him, if he starts to rock, you better come straight up the football field to meet him. Okay? So it's a way you kind of screw at him because he's taught not to get reached. So if he's playing out there in a nice outside shade on their outside shoulder, okay, you can kind of, now this is a backside block, but you kind of make it look like it's a frontside block. And there's Mark Douglas sitting over there. We do it to a lot of the young kids in mini camp. Okay, we'll step out at that linebacker, and that linebacker will freeze for an instant, and then we just turn. Real effective technique. Some of the older players kind of know we're trying to fuck with them, and they catch on real quick. So, what I'm saying is, if you're going to block that guy man, okay, you better know he's outside of me. I'm going to be a little more lateral, okay, as a tackle. Okay, if he's head up, I'm going to take a drop just to here. Okay, if he's inside of me, I may drop a little bit farther. A little bit farther. Now, Jimmy was talking last night about this guy down there may shuffle over. They may shuffle over because those guys slam when they play the Steelers of his defense all the time. Okay, which was a good thought, which is an excellent thought. So that's the backside for when you're blocking it man. And I gave you a little technique for the tight end. Okay? So when the guy's outside of me, if you want to influence him like a reach block, you make the first drop step and open your hips like you're going to reach him, and then you turn him out, he'll freeze. He'll freeze. What you would like, once you've got into the defender, once you've got your helmet where it's supposed to be, and once you've gotten into the defender, you would like to have your inside arm as your strong arm. Okay? You'd like to have him pressing with the inside arm. So if that guy's trying to run over the top, okay, that's your dominant hand. This guy's more of a guide hand. Okay? You don't want it the other way because then you talk it right into the play. So your inside hand is the dominant hand on this block. Any questions on the M? On the M block, man-to-man on the backside of an off-tackle play the other way. Some type of zone play. Okay? Let's continue on with this little lecture. Now you get there, and you get a wide five. A little wider guy, maybe outside shoulder, somewhere in that area. The tight ends guy, the Sam linebacker, he's a little wider. But because of film study, the style of defense is this guy likes to chase over the back of that, over the top. He likes to fold over the top of that defensive end. When we know that that's going to happen, or when that is a high tendency that it's going to happen, we will make a zone scheme call, a seal call, where the tackle and the tight end will now work together. They will now work together. The tackle, even though the guy may be outside of him, depending on the width of the guy, depends on his first step. If the guy's really wide in the gap, he may take his first step up and put it down on the inside leg. He may just pick it up and put it down, just to buy him some time to see what that son of a bitch is doing. Okay? His next step will go into the defender. Okay? So if the guy's in the gap a little wider than normal, okay, he may just pick this leg up and put it down, and then his next step comes right into the defender. He has to get a piece of the defender, but his eyes go to the Sam linebacker. He can feel the guy that's on him. He can get a piece of the guy that's on him, but he has to know what the Sam linebacker is doing. The tight end, now that's when the guy is a little bit wider. If the guy got tighter to the tackle and they made a seal call and the guy was a little tighter to the tackle, like on his outside eye, or you can tell when the guy gets tighter on you, then that tackle would take more of a lateral step on the seal call. He would take more of a lateral step and then come back in and get a good piece of the defender. Come back in and get a good piece of the defender with his right arm or his outside arm and shoulder flipper, whatever you teach. So let's just say this guy's going to pick it up and put it down, and then his second step is going to come almost down the middle of the defender right there, and his eyes are going to go to the Sam linebacker. The tight end will take a drop step. He'll turn. Okay? He will drop and open his hips like this to come down with the tackle. He will fit in. He will fit in with the tackle, okay? But his eyes are on the Sam linebacker. His eyes are on the Sam linebacker. He has to be ready to take the defensive end over when the Sam runs over the top. He has to know what the Sam linebacker's intentions are. So as he drops and he fits in with his tackle, a good fit, he's eyeballing the Sam. So what we have in essence is like 4 hands on the down guy and 4 eyes on the outside linebacker. Here's the tight end, he's looking at the outside linebacker. Okay, here's the tackle, boom, he's into this guy. Okay, now they got to find out what the Sam linebacker is doing. If the linebacker is running over the top, okay, then they're going to push and his tackle will come off and he'll block the linebacker. Again, his helmet on the upfield number. We like to have his shoulders not square line of scrimmage, but there'll be a little turn to him, but as square as you can get him. Okay? And his inside hand is his dominant hand, just like the tight end would. His inside hand is his dominant hand, and he doesn't want that guy, if he beats him, he doesn't want him to beat him that way. He wants him to go this way and lose some ground. That's what we teach him. He's going to lose the guy over the top, make him lose some real estate. The tight end now has to fit in. Now he has to start sliding his helmet across the bottom. Because he's stealing his tackle. Here goes the Sam linebacker. Holy shit, I know my tackle's leaving. Right? Because I can see the Sam linebacker going, and the guy with the tackle sees exactly the same thing. So I know at some point in this block I'm going to be losing my tackle. So now I have to speed things up. My helmet has to start sliding across the tackle, across the defensive end, across the defensive end's body. Okay? My feet have to be going a little quicker. I have to start taking over the defensive end. I want to kind of stay on an angle, okay, before I try to turn them like that. If I can get my body between he and the ball carrier and shut it down, that's what I'd like to do. Just about in that area like that. And the tackle comes off, and the tackle will block the Sam linebacker, and the tight end will block the defensive end. And if we've done it right, we can stop that guy in that area about like that. Okay? And then these guys keep moving, and we got some kind of lane backside. We've created some kind of lane backside. Okay, and so, well, coach, that's nice. But what happens if you stop that seal block? Okay? And the Sam linebacker decides to fuck you. You know what I mean? He decides that he is going to, somebody give me some water and a rag here. I forgot about that shit. Okay? He decides that instead of going over the top, that once you start down, he's going to come right off your ass. He's going to come right off your ass. What do? Well, I got to stop the block exactly the same. I got to stop the block the way I started. Tackle, you take the proper footwork, depending on his alignment. Tell you, you stop the block. Boom, uh-oh, that son of a bitch is coming off my ass. Okay? When you plant the next step inside, then you got to pick it off his leg, and you got to come back. Okay? You got to come back, and you've got to, thank you. You've got to come back, and you have to get your helmet on the guy. Get some part of the defender. So it looks like this. He comes here, you start the block, they're waiting to go, but he doesn't go over the top. He comes like this. So the tight end, if I'm a right tight end, I start it down, drop, here I come, bang, oh fuck. I got to plant here. As this guy comes, I'm going to drive, plant on my inside leg, turn my hips back, and come back outside. Now whether I hit him with my helmet, my hands, I cut him, it doesn't really make any fucking difference. You just got to get a piece of the guy, okay, to slow him down. You just can't let him run off the edge into the backfield. And it's not easy. You've got to do it over and over and over and over and over again. Okay? They have to see that. They started inside, okay, and then all of a sudden the defense decided not to fold and decided to come off the edge. Okay? Now you've got to come back out and get some kind of piece of that guy. We'd like to try to get the helmet across the body, so we have to run through my neck and my inside shoulders. Okay? so I can hold them or slow them down a little bit. Now, if the tight end and the tackle had any kind of intelligence, they would try to read if this guy was coming off the edge by the alignment of the safeties. So if they put in safeties where safeties don't normally align, and they tighten everybody down, they should think that there's something up and be alert, hey, we're going to make a seal go here, but I may have to come out of this block to get the outside guy because he may be coming because of the position of the safeties. Now, if they know that, then what should they do? Not make the seal call, right? They should make an M call and block it man to man even though the guy's wide. But sometimes you tell them, hey, when the guy's wide, you make a seal call, their minds don't always work like you think professional minds should work. So you got to kind of come to each little point with them to make sure that they understand how we want to get the backside blocked. Now, we've talked about M blocking. We've talked about seal blocking on the backside of zone plays. That's going off tackle the opposite way. Whether you're running it to an open end or whether you're running it to a defense that has another tight end here, and you're running it either this way to this guy, and he becomes the backside seal guy. Okay? So we're talking about backside tight end and tackle and seal. All right, that's very nice, right? Well, here comes the defense. You can never trust defensive coaches. Okay, I love Duff. Been around Duff for many years. He'll fuck you in a heartbeat. Okay? All right, here we go. They take the safety now, and they bring the safety into the box. There's too many guys. There's 8 guys. We only have 7 blockers. The 5-down lineman, the tight end, and the fullback. They got too many guys. How are we going to handle that situation? If it's a tight end's call. We have a 6-yard rule. A 6-yard rule. If he sees the safety has broken the tight end box, he's on the tight end, or he's inside, but he's broken the box of the tight end, and he's within 6 yards of the line of scrimmage, then he will make a buzz. He'll say, buzz, buzz, buzz. He's telling the tackle, okay, we're going to handle the 2 most dangerous of the 3, which I believe is going to be the end and the strong safety by the and so on and so forth. Okay. So now, the buzz call alerts them that they're going to block the second level. Okay? They're going to block the next level. They're not going to block the Sam linebacker. He no longer becomes a part of the equation. Okay? How do they do that? Their footwork is exactly the same. This is what I'm saying now. Their footwork is exactly the same as the seal. It does not change. Okay? Depending on how wide the end is and the Sam linebacker, we talked about all the different landmarks they have, whether it's a lateral step, okay? You know what I mean? Whether it's just putting it up and putting it down step, whether they step in place, so on and so forth. But that footwork doesn't change. It's just like the seal block. Okay? What changes is where they look. What changes is that they look at the strong safety. They know that they're going to go to the second level. So they take the exact same footwork. Let's just say it's like this, just for the sake of conversation. He fits in here. Okay, now their eyes go to the strong safety. As the strong safety starts to become more and more of a threat, okay, you treat it like a fold player that's already folded halfway, and now you work up and you cut off the strong safety. The tackle's looking to cut off the strong safety, and the tight end's looking to block the defensive end, just like you would in a seal call. So the techniques of the buzz are exactly the same as the techniques of the seal, except that your eyes now go to the strong safety. Now that doesn't necessarily mean that they won't ever block the Sam, because sometimes they make a buzz call, and what will happen, this guy may drop out of it, okay, and they may still fold it, okay? Well, then they'll just run into it. He'll just happen to run into it. The tackle will feel that, you know what I mean? He sees the safety start to drop, so he doesn't know he doesn't have to go chase that guy. Just hang him with the end, you know, here comes the Sam linebacker in the block in the sand. Okay. It very rarely happens, but it could. Very rarely happens, but it could. So what are we saying now? Quick. I keep repeating myself because I want to make sure you get the points. M blocking. You block the guy off man to man. You cut the guy off man to man. It's on you. Techniques how wide they are. Okay? Depending on what kind of footwork you're going to use. Okay? You can influence the Sam linebacker with the tight end. Okay? Seal call. Zone between the backside tackle and tight end and the end of the Sam linebacker that may be folding over the top. Buzz call. Same as the seal, footwork-wise, with wise go to the strong safety because he becomes the most dangerous guy in the box at the time. When we draw the game plan, you'll see on the game plan, if you look at a game plan, that this guy right here, if we're going to make a buzz call, this guy right here has a little exclamation mark over the top of him. You have a little exclamation mark over the top of him. So when the backs get the game plan, they look for the exclamation points, if they have any fucking intelligence at all, and they say, well, we're not going to block this guy on this corner right here, so I shouldn't run back here, because he's going to be unblocked. So we put little exclamation points and tell people, hey, he's not going to be blocked if you see that look. Okay, if you hear us make a buzz call, we're not going to block that guy. Okay? You got M, seal, buzz. Right? And those are the three most used ones that we use, M, seal, buzz. Now sometimes we're running 84 protection, and you hear the tight end say, seal, seal, seal. Okay? It doesn't mean fucking shit. Because they're going to leave. Okay? So I don't mind giving you the little terms we use. Right? It doesn't make any shit because we make some dummy calls along the way to take care of all that shit. Now, let's just say you're going to play with an extra tight end in the game. Okay? And you're going to have some kind of trip set. Okay? Or maybe you have a strong set to that side. Okay? Well, when you put up the extra tight end in the formation, they're going to bring another guy into the box. Makes sense, doesn't it? Makes a lot of sense. Right? So let's just say we have a formation that looks something like that. Well, they just brought another guy into the box. We've got three to block three. We've got the tackle, the tight end, and what we call is the F tight end. Most of the time he's into the fullback. We like to keep 28 in the game. Okay? We have three to block three in that configuration. So we'll make a Stooges call. Block three Stooges, right? We got three offensive players to block three defensive players. Stooges. The Stooges call is just like the buzz call for the tight end and the tackle. Where do you say? The Stooges call, their footwork, where their eyes go, is exactly the same as the buzz call. You see how this kind of all overlaps? So if you keep doing it, okay, the kids will get better at it. They take the same footwork as they would use on Buzz to work to him. But we added an extra guy into the scheme, okay, the extra tight end, and now he has to come down, takes a little, opens his hip, takes a little drop step, and he comes down into the equation, and he'll block the outside guy. Now it's a zone concept. It's a zone concept. So, if they slam the end outside, want to see him inside or whatever, they're blocking the inside gaps. They're blocking their inside gaps. It's a zone concept between the tackle, the tight end, and the extra tight end, or if you've got a fullback to use, right, on the backside. They handle the defensive end, the Sam linebacker, and any defensive back that may come into the box. So we can get them all blocked. If the ball cuts back, we have hats on people. We have people assigned for people on the backside. Your backside blocking is as critical as the front side blocking. Not many people talk about the backside blocking. They'll just cut that guy off. Fucking ain't easy to cut guys off. And try to cut the Pittsburgh Steelers defensive ends off. You can't even touch. Sometimes you can't even two-man touch the son of the bitches. Stooges. So what am I going to say? The seal footwork for the tight end and the tackle. The buzz footwork for the tight end and the tackle. in the student's footwork where the tight end and the tackle are exactly the same. It doesn't change. Now it changes depending on the relations, but the teaching progression is exactly the same for technique. Okay? Depending on how wide they are, so on and so forth. What changes is where their eyes go. Their eyes go to the outside linebacker here, their eyes go to the strong safety here, and their eyes go to the strong safety here. So there's a lot of carryover. There's a lot of carryover from one to the other. Okay, let's continue on with this little merry conversation. If you have any questions, you can. This is a lot of fundamental stuff. You don't get too complicated, because I ain't smart enough to get too complicated. Now the backside of the play looks like this. You've got a tackle bubble. You've got an extra tight end in the game. Okay? Who's cutting who off here on the play? Well, the tackle and that guard are going to work for that same linebacker right there. They're going to stay on the angle and work that same linebacker right there. That's fine. Now we've got the two tight ends working together. We've got the two tight ends working together. The problem being, this guy's a little more off the ball. Okay? He's going to use the same technique as the tackle would on a wide defensive end. He may pick his sideline up and put it down if the guy's wide enough. If the guy gets a little tighter to him, he may get a little more lateral step. Okay? But he's conscious of the position, okay, of that defensive end, where he is aligned on me. Okay? It's a deep call. Why is it a deep call? Well, if I have my brothers, I go back and change all calls. But that's the A gap, that's the B gap, that's the C gap, and that's the D gap. Pretty fucking intelligent, right? Deep call. You two guys work together to block that gap to the safety. To the safety. So now, the extra tight end, he takes a little drop step, he fits in back of his buddy, okay? They work the defensive end, and somebody is going to come off for that safety. If the safety would happen to blitz, then that extra tight end would have to come back off and get a piece of the safety. You've got a D call. So we've got an M call, we've got a seal call, we've got a bus call, we have a student's call. If they give us a tackle bubble, we have a D call. These stay in line for the whole season. They have a menu they can choose from. We can make any of these calls depending on what picture we see when we get there. Now the defense. Now this is still, we're running an off-tackle play. We're running an off-tackle play. Now the defense covers the guard, the tackle, and the tight end on the backside. They cover the guard, the tackle, and the tight end on the backside. And they bring an extra guy into the box. This is a solid look for us. A solid look. But one of the line calls Paul gives them is they'll treat that guy as if he was a linebacker. There's a body in the box in that well. Okay? We all may be covered up, but there's an extra guy on the backside. Again, they get his guys in there. We can't block all of them. We don't have enough bodies. How do we handle it? They treat this like it was a weak side reduction. He'll say bounce. I'm not sure that's not one of Jimmy's terms. Okay? He goes up, and they work for that safety, bounce. So the guard and the tackle will work the guy on the guard to the safety. Bounce to the tight end means, hey, you're going to go down, I'm going to always block the defensive end when I hear bounce. All right? So now the tight end, this son of a bitch, is lined up almost on the tackle, and I got to go cut him off. Now I have to take a big drop step. A big bucket step. Whatever you call this step right here, I've got to get over and back to get down because the guy is so far inside of me. Okay? That all I'm really trying to do is to get my outside hip, leg, and shoulder across the son of a bitch to stop him just a little bit. He has the right to cut him if he can. He has the right to roll up into the back of his legs and cut the son of a bitch if he can. So the farther the guy's inside of me, the deeper I have to drop to create my angle to come inside of me to try to get my helmet across the bow of that guy and stop him. Knowing that the guard and the tackle are leaving. We will not block this guy right here. He gets a little exclamation point. We've got nowhere to block him. Tight end has the toughest job. So I give him the right to go cut that guy. And you see some vicious cuts where we roll up in the back of people's legs, okay, and try to get them down. Okay? But the key for the tight end, to get that end, is that you have to lose some ground, open your hips, and cross inside, right? You actually would like the guy to run that way. And then you have to adjust the best you could. But you better create an angle. If I can adjust, so if he hears it say, bounce, 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 and it's a solid look, then you see that tight end may back off the ball just a hair. Okay, because he really knows he has to go and create a good angle to come down inside there to cut that son of a bitch off. That's a bounce call. Okay? So I've given you a solid look with an extra guy in the box. I've given you a tackle bubble look with a D call with the tight end, the two tight ends working together. I've given you, okay, an M call where they just cut the guys off man with a little technique by the tight end. Okay, I've given you a seal call with a tight end and tackle, seal the end and stand linebacker and folding over the top. Okay, a buzz call which they're working to the safety, and a Stooges call which three guys are blocking straight to the safety. Okay. These are off-tackle plays where the ball has a chance to cut up or cut back. Now we're all on the same page. Does anybody have any questions on this? This is very fundamental stuff, but those are the things, those things that we do right there, okay, we work on all the time, and we work on the ones in the front we're going to see the most. Now, if we don't ever see the solid ball with the strong safety in there, we probably wouldn't work on that much. Okay, the bounce ball. Now let's just take a look at some of this stuff on film, and you see some different techniques that you use, and I'll try to explain. You know, I think when you cut guys off on the backside, your first step is critical. Your first step when you're cutting somebody off, the angle of the posture to cut that guy off, if you fuck it up, okay, you're behind the 8 ball. So your angle of the posture coming off the ball to cut guys off, even the block guys on the front side, is critical, the first step. I probably overcoached the first step too much. Okay? Probably overcoached the first step way too much. So that first step coming off the ball is critical. Critical. It's a width step. Some of the witnesses talk about width steps. I think if you cut people off, you don't want to step underneath yourself. You see some action on the film, okay? Right? You want to take this leg and get width and drop it back a little bit. Okay? It's width and drop it back a little bit. Width steps. It's width and drop it back a little bit to create some kind of angle, okay, to cut the guy off. Let's just take a little look at the film on this. If you got any questions? It's pretty fundamental stuff. Well, then they may either make an end seal call, they make a seal call where they would work the end of the seal linebacker, or they could make a man call and just cut the guys off that are on. No, it all depends on what that safety is. If the safety's not a threat to us, we'd rather block the down guys first, whether we man block them or whether we seal them. You got the lights? John, who got the lights? What's that?
Magic board.
All
These guys over here.
Okay, make a man call, running 16 chase over here, little chase. I'll shoot the made a seal call. Watch the tight end. You should drop. He's kind of stepping underneath himself a little bit. Watch the tackle. Takes a little lateral step and up the field. Gets a piece of this guy. Now both their eyes are looking at that guy. The tight end fits in, comes back, and the tackle gets off and blocks the Sam linebacker who's trying to run over the top. It creates a little seam back here. Seal ball. Tackle. A little lateral step, and drop it back just a hair. Gets a piece of this guy. His eyes now are looking at the sand. The tight end's fitting in here. Okay, his eyes are not looking at the sand. Okay, here comes the linebacker over the top, tackle gets off, tight end blocks the end. There's some kind of, we're holding it up. This is like a 500-pound or 600-pound double team spot, okay? You hold that guy, and then one guy gets off. There's a solid look. You just asked me about the solid look if the safety wasn't there, okay? And there's a lot of wide techniques over here, so it makes it nice to learn to put here, cut these sons of bitches off. They made a seal ball. That's a little better footwork by the tight end. It's a little more over and back. What's the tight end at that kind of stepping together? Right there, their eyes are on him. And you create a lane back here. Here's another seal call. They get a piece of the guy. Tackle has to get a piece of that guy. Holds him up with his eyes on the sand. There's some seal calls. Okay, let's see. Here we go. People on the block here. Still another seal call. Oh, here's one. He's pulling way over the top, and this guy comes almost outside. Trying to get around him, inside of him, choosing. And he has to come back, adjust, and block that guy. Tackle blocks the guy, and then over the top. Bang. That tackle should have a strong left arm. He should be strong with his left arm, so this guy has to go over the top that way. All right, here's a seal call for the guy coming off the edge. They start the seal. They have to know what the sand linebacker's doing. He didn't fold, so now the tight end has to come back out of it.
Where's the tight end's original point aim on the defensive end, Coach?
Say that again?
Where's the tight end's original point aim on the defensive end? Is it inside number? Is it armpit, downfield?
He'd like to get his helmet above the midpoint of the defensive end and be ready to slide it inside or come back out, depending on what the same linebacker does. Here's some man cutoffs. Let me do some of these real quick here. It's tough to tackle on because the guy's inside of it. Now he's going to get some help from this guard. Then he takes a little bit of a drop step, the guy goes inside, he gets him with his outside shoulder and flipper, and he's trying to force it, keep working the guy until you finish the block. Finish the block. I kind of stuck, because this one was on the tape here, but it was kind of funny to watch Marco Battaglia. Okay, he has to cut his defensive end off. He kind of, different technique. I'm not sure you can always teach that, but it's kind of effective. He takes the wrong angle. There's good and bad with that. He takes the wrong angle to try to cut that guy off, and the guy plays ahead of him. If the guy plays ahead of me, I can't get him. I have to accelerate and kind of push him into everybody, and the ball comes behind it. But because his angle at the block was bad, he should get, see his hips here, his second step should go just a little bit farther. He grabs the guy, he should be punching him in the ankle. They all grab, nobody punches anymore. This is a seal, it should be out here. Okay, here's one. I was telling you about influencing the guy. He's on the backside of the play. Tackle's going to cut him off because it's a man scheme. Okay? But the tight end's fucking with that linebacker, so he steps out of him a little bit. Okay, he holds him, see the guy step out, and then you can cut him off. Now he should go get on him now. He should kind of mirror this guy. Little different technique now. He turned back over, crossed over his inside the leg because he felt the guy was going to do this on him. from over the top. So we already took the inside away from him, only they gave one way to go. I'm just giving you little deals that we come up with here, guys. Here's a defensive end. Guy's head up. He takes his wit step, little lateral drop step a little bit. Okay? Gets his left forearm and shoulder into the guy. Okay, now just work this on finishing. You get some ideas of trying to man block the guy on the backside.
Good. Say again.
Defensive end takes a little, if he thinks the guy's going to play inside of him hard, he take a little drop step. Okay, you see some man stuff over here. Let's see if we can do another. There's some more man. Here's another Steelers. He steps at him, he freezes, and now you can get the guy cut off. Well, this is kind of a neat little deal what we do. We have to cut this defensive end off on this play when we pull this tackle here. Okay? So what the guy does, we get some help from the guy. He gives him a brace step. See the guy slaying? So he braces this guy. And now the tight end get a chance to get on that guy. This guy gets held by the fake of the backs. See him come up. When the guy gets on him, we can cut that guy off and still pull the tackle. Kind of a neat little concept. Rip to an ass. We've heard this talk about this for years, where these guys will rip. Use a different technique now. You rip inside. Now he's cleared the guy. Oh shit. But I still have to block him, so to slow down and block him his ass. There's another one. Same thing here. Guys in the gap. I get across the bow. I get by him, I can't feel him. I feel him on my back, I feel him on my back, so I get it down, and I echo. Now, bullshit back or blue plays, they belong to this, but they would beat that shit. I know that guy ain't making the fucking play, I know that. Pretty effective. That's another technique. I'm just giving you guys some ideas here. You can go on to the next one here. There's a ball scope. Here's a safety. He's fucking with us. Okay? Now, Wylie should give the guy a little more hand here. So the tight end can get a little farther ahead of the guy. But they're working to this guy right here. Okay? And they let that guy go. There's another way. For whatever reason, they made a bus call. They thought this guy was the most dangerous guy. They let that guy go. They work here, the tackle works up to this guy, and now that guy ended up making a play for a 6-yard gain or 5-yard gain. You know, you always look at retrospect, well, maybe you should motherfucker in the know sometimes you make the right wrong calls. You know? We talk about wood steps and shapes of wood steps that I think are pretty good. Trying to get the foot more flat on the ground if you could, but sometimes it's tough. Here's a real good one here. Guys inside of me. He drops it, you get some width, okay, and depth to get in front of the guy. stooges. We don't do a lot of this, but we do it in 4-minute situations. I think the Giants probably do more of the stuff than we do. But they're always ahead of them in the game one. We got 3 to block 3. Whatever the dangerous 3 are. Gentlemen, thank you. Now, the next speaker here, I'm going to leave. I'm going to become invisible here. And then if you have any questions, I'll be standing back.